Now let us try to understand how to find restrictions on rational expressions. Question here is, state restrictions on variables in each of the following. We have 6 examples. As you know, rational expressions are ratios of polynomials, and the denominator cannot be 0 since you cannot divide by 0. That leads to restrictions. So let's explore and figure out restrictions for each of these expressions. First one is 1 over x. Now denominator cannot be 0 means denominator is x here, x is not equal to 0. Therefore the restriction is that x is not equal to 0. Okay. The second one, x over x minus 1. Now x minus 1 is not equal to 0, which you can simplify and then write x is not equal to 1. So x is not equal to 1, that is the restriction. So x can be any other real number but not 1. Third one is x minus 1 divided by x plus 3 times x minus 5. Now these factors, x plus 3 times x minus 5, they should not be 0. That means if I write x plus 3 not equal to 0, I get x is not equal to minus 3. And if I write x minus 5 is not equal to 0, x is not equal to 5. So we have two restrictions here in part C, and that is that x is not equal to minus 3 and 5. D. 1 over x times 1 plus 2x. Now that there are two factors in the denominator, so they should not be 0. So we have x is not equal to 0 and we have 1 plus 2x not equal to 0. When you solve for x in the second expression, second equation, you get x is not equal to minus half. So these are the two restrictions on part D. E. We have x minus y in the denominator. So x minus y should not be equal to 0. That means x should not be equal to y. So that is the restriction. The next one is x squared plus 1. So we have x squared plus 1 is not equal to 0. That means x squared is not equal to minus 1. Well, as you know, x squared is always non-negative. It could be 0 or positive, but it is never negative. So here we have no restriction, right? So this is no restriction. So x can have any real number. So there is no restriction here since x squared will never be minus 1. So it has no restriction. Now let's summarize. The first expression, denominator should not be 0. So the restriction is that x is not equal to 0. For the second one, x is not equal to plus 1. Here we have x is not equal to minus 3 and plus 5. In this case, x is not equal to minus half, right? And here x is not equal to y. And this last function, denominator is x squared plus 1, which is always positive and never 0. So it has no restriction. I hope that makes things absolutely clear. Thank you and all the best.